certain point in the league's existence, I'm gonna need for Kelsey Mitchell to get the same whistle as each other stars. The way she gets assaulted is insane, actually, and I've considered roping my sister in it to have office purse charges. Now, this is when Caitlin Clark chimed in. Caitlin Clark said, "Careful, you're going to get fined." Then Sydney goes,
"The WNBA is in the middle of another firestorm, and Caitlin Clark with Sydney Carlson aren't biting their tongues anymore. It's like the refs are writing their own script, one where Indiana Fever players are the villains no matter what."
You ref. Who you betting on? And mind you, there was some problems going on with the shot clock throughout the game. But man, there is no way. Right at the end of the game, you should be on top of it. You telling me you're not paying attention to when some hands touch that ball? Come on, man. And then to reward them with the timeout, like, fam, that's crazy work. Look, Caitlin Clark, like, what is going on here? She's like, no. Look, Caitlin ready to...
After the Fever's nail-biting 76-75 win over the Sparks on August 29th, what should have been a celebration turned into chaos. Carlson, sidelined with a torn ACL, was watching from home, and what she saw was like watching a robbery in...
One referee. We definitely have to check for betting slips for this guy right here. I think his name is like Agun Agazi, because it sure seemed like he did not want to let the Fever take away this win, making the last 1.9 seconds last almost 5 minutes. He was just like letting them call a reset timeout, and then he was like, no, it's a foul. But I think the worst part about that 1.9 seconds was when 0.4 seconds was left on the clock and Kelsey Mitchell was at the free throw line. She was trying to miss on purpose because that takes time off of the clock, because if she would have made it in, they would have been able to inbound and possibly do a tip in. But this guy allowed a reset timeout. When do you allow a reset?
In the second quarter, Kelsey Mitchell drove hard to the basket. Kelsey Plum flat out grabbed her, like stopping someone with a bear hug at full speed. The foul was so obvious that...
Oh, there's a Liam. You gave them every chance to win. If you look at this in slow motion, you can see Caitlin Clark clearly smiling in confusion. Smiling in, did that really just happen? Smiling in, you slide W. And she says, she points at the other team, you gave them every chance to win. Oh, goodness gracious. Caitlin Clark, she's chomping at the bits to start talking to these referees during the game.
Meow, the refs swallowed their whistles. It was like they were officiating a totally different game. Mitchell scored anyway, but the Fever bench erupted, and that's when things really heated.
Everybody saw in that game. Like, it didn't really matter what was going on. We all knew what was happening. We all knew what was happening there. And the game was being given. The game was absolutely being given to the Sparks. They were giving the Sparks every single chance possible to go and win that game. Even though realistically, did they deserve to win that game? Hell no. Hell no. They did not. And I mean that.
Caitlin Clark, injured but watching, couldn't stay quiet. She jumped up, yelling, "Call it! Call it!" Teammate Lexi Hull backed her up, only to get a technical foul. Imagine that. Punishing the protest.
Please tell me y'all saw Caitlin Clark, the GOAT. Y'all saw Caitlin Clark crash out on the bald head ref last night. Please tell me y'all saw this. And she had Caitlin Clark spazzed on the referee last night. And I'm not mad about it. I see a lot of the haters talking about, oh, she be doing too much with the man. Mind your business. You are not in a GOAT's place, so stay out of a GOAT's business, okay? It's that simple. The officiating was awful last night. I don't know what was going on in that Los Angeles Sparks Indiana Fever game, but from her living room, Carlson had enough. She tweeted,
At some point, Kelsey Mitchell needs the same whistle as other stars. The way she gets assaulted is insane. I might rope in my sister's office to press charges. It was like someone finally saying out loud,
Kelsey Mitchell's whistle last night was horrific. And Kelsey drove to the basket a lot. She is the type of person that just like goes through a lot of defenders, and she wasn't getting a call. This really was not her game. She was not hitting it from the three whatsoever, but everyone is entitled to having a bad game here and there. And I think she was kind of due for one because of the tear that she's been on lately. Even Sid Colson took to Twitter to talk about it, saying, at a certain point in the league's existence, I'm gonna need Kelsey Mitchell to get the same whistle as other stars. The way she gets assaulted is insane, actually, and I've considered roping my sister.
Clark's reply was short and sharp. Careful, you're going to get fined. That's like telling a teammate that honesty comes with an invoice in the WNBA.
You're going to get fined. Then Sydney Colson said, I can't get no more fine. So Lynn Dunn stated, agree, I will help pay the fine. So that's what Lynn Dunn stated yesterday about the fines. And Caitlin Clark said, love it. Everyone listen to Lynn. So it's definitely a lot of exchange going back and forth there. That's crazy.
Sophie Cunningham already knows this game. She's been fined 3 times for criticizing refs. Once for a TikTok, once for podcast comments, and once for saying Paige Bucher's got star treatment. It's like the league invented a paywall for free.
I love Paige to death. Do not get me wrong. I think, I think she's a hell of a player and, would love to play with her one day. But those refs were giving her every freaking whistle last night. You literally couldn't touch her. And that shit is so annoying to me. And if you're going to do that, then give it to our guards. I just hate the inconsistency.
When whistles are player focused, that's I think that's a huge problem. But then again, I don't know what sport that doesn't exist. But she's a rookie. She shouldn't get whistles as a rookie.
Facts.
Is that fair to say?
We know. Yes, or we know she's a good rookie and she's gonna get some whistles, but to get the treatment she got last night.
And the numbers don't lie. Clark has absorbed 17% of all flagrant fouls this season. 17%. That's like having a target painted on her back. Meanwhile, Mitchell attacks the rim all night and barely gets free throws, while other stars get whistles for breathing.
People are talking about the refs than that. More people are talking about Caitlin Clark's reaction than that. And that just sums up how bad the refereeing is that we have seen an unbelievable game. We have seen an unbelievable game. A game where you're like, okay, maybe, just maybe, the Fever have not even just maybe, the Fever put themselves in a great position. They've put themselves in a great position to succeed. But now you're looking and you're like, what do people remember from this game? Caitlin Clark.
Even Fever coach Stephanie White has called the officiating egregious. She got fined too. It's like the league made honesty a punishable offense. Double standards are everywhere. What's a foul on Indiana magically isn't on anyone.
It was this dude right here. And from what I've seen, the man has been a part of controversial calls all year. He's been a part of it all year, man. Oh my goodness. What was his name? Jack, what you say? Agan Abazi. Agan Abazi, man. This man is diabolical work to the WNBA. He's betting. Somebody get the shame bell. Ding, ding, shame. Ding, ding, shame. Ding, ding, come on.
And here's the kicker. These fines hurt. Sophie Cunningham makes about $90,000 a season, and she's already lost over $2,000 to league punishment. That's like docking your employee's paycheck because they criticize the manager. Fans are now literally offering to pay fines for play.
Nabazia, how much money you got on that game? You took the Sparks to win, huh? Didn't you? You took the Sparks to win, huh? Didn't you? It's okay. It's okay. Maybe next time. Maybe next time you'll get the benefit of the doubt. The referees are bad, Bo. The referees are absolutely horrendous in this game. There's no other way to call it for what it is. The referees are abysmal. And you can't help but wonder, Is there foul play going on here? Is there foul play going on? Yeah, that's just one example, but we can go game by game and just...
Carlson's outrage hits harder because she's not even playing. She's watching injured and still can't stomach it. That's like an employee on sick leave blowing the whistle because the workplace is so toxic. Clark's sarcastic warning about fines shows how normalized this punishment culture has.
Sid Colson is someone that everyone used to call the face of the league because she gets along with everybody. So when she's taking to Twitter to complain about something, it must be bad. Because usually she's just really funny, kind of cracking jokes here and there. And although this was pretty funny, there was a tone of seriousness, like calling out the referees, because the way that the Indiana Fever has been officiated, I think she finally understands from being on the team. And I'm telling you, this team sticks together. Her whistle was so bad last night that Lexi Hull even got a tech for it. And we are talking about Lexi Hull.
The bigger picture is impossible to miss. Some stars get every call, while others, especially Indiana, get treated like practice dummies. It's like the league is protecting its narrative more than its athletes. And now, Clark and Carlson are exposing it for what it is. V14.
Every single call imaginable. And it was just noticeable to the point you got Caitlin Clark running on the floor, ready to crash out on a ref in the middle of the game, to the point where it's obvious. It's obvious. It's like the fix was in. The fix was completely in. So the WNBA needs to do something about this. Kathy Engelberg, you need to get a hold of what's going on here. The officiating Kelsey Mitchell getting knocked.
So here we are. The WNBA's brightest stars are calling out corruption, while the league responds with fines instead of fixes. It's like watching a rigged game where the refs decide the winner. And thanks to Clark and Carlson, the illusion is finally cracked.